Alrighty. Hey guys, KAT30420 back at it again. Wow, why is my Wi-Fi so funny? Okay, how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? I'm gonna wait till some people get in here because YouTube has announced that my live is scheduled for 3 hours from now. Because apparently, when you schedule it through StreamYards, it gives you a Pacific time, like a Pacific time period. So, and I'm on the East Coast. I'm not on the West Coast. So I'm sorry that it is not cooperating with me. Oh boy, I'm watching it on my phone right now and it cut off my whole beginning of my life. Hi everybody, KAT30420 back at it again. How you doing? I'm gonna wait. Oh, there we go. We got some people. Hi everybody. Oh, I'm sure I pissed a couple people off. We'll get some trolls in here with that thumbnail. But, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to shake you. But, I feel like it needs to be said. Hi, Karen, how are you? Good to see you too. I feel like the topic we're going to talk about today has been in our heads and on the tip of our tongue for the last 24 months. A lot the last 12 months. And I think as a white person, I tend to walk on eggshells about this topic because I don't want, we live in a time where people are very sensitive and very, people take things, they get offended very easily. There we go. And I don't want that either. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to use common sense. Yeah, use common sense and ask a simple question. Okay, if you're going to raise donations, thousands of dollars, be it Black Lives Matter has raised $90 million in 2020 alone. And I'm sure most of you have heard, one of the creators of Black Lives Matter, Patricia, she went out and she used her money, her payment, her wages, because she didn't take a payment, I guess. I don't know. She's saying that those $1 million homes that she bought were with money that she was owed for running the group out of her own pocket. Okay, I'll fall for that. Oh no, it's buffering. Let's see here. Let me try to shut my Wi-Fi off. Is that better? Let's see. Hold on. I can't see because I just shut it off. I would have been waiting there all day. I think that went off. It won't. Got everything else on. I'm plugged directly in Ethernet cord wise to the internet booster, guys. And I'm using a 1080p program that I got for free for 7 days through StreamYards. Okay, April. So listen, the only thing I can say with StreamYards is if it starts buffering, guys, refresh your page. Oh, look at my Band-Aid. Ooh, hold on. You coming in? I'm not letting you out. You coming in? All right. So anyway, let's see. Hang on, guys. 2 seconds. My dog, of course, wants to go out. Dogs. Okay. I am so sorry. Never fails. Never fails. Karen, yes, yes. Okay, here we go. Ready? We're gonna start here, guys. I you hold on. I got some good for you guys today. Oh yeah, Telegram. I'm on Telegram, guys. All right. Share audio. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is the Gun Violence Archive. Let me just go back and all right, whatever, I don't care. Go back and make sure. Yeah, there we go. No. Okay, now I can go to gun violence program here. Gun Violence Archive if you're interested yourself. No, it's too small. Hang on, guys. Let me do the other one. There we go. All right, now let me go back to it. There we go. Sorry, guys. Oh, hi, Mary. Thank you. All right, guys. This is the Gun Violence Archive. Let's see if it takes you there. All right. Good, good, good. Okay, so hop on this if you want anytime. If you want facts, if you want the truth, and you don't want the stuff that is fed to you, spoon fed to you on the news about the violence, gun violence, violence against children, violence in whatever. This is all across the United States. Every day, this is updated every couple hours. It separates things. I'm going to show you. I come in usually and I go to reports. Come on, there we go. I go to this reports page and see these are all the options. You can get a updated report on everything from children killed, teens killed, accidental deaths of all these ages, and then over here to mass shootings, officer involved shootings. It literally gets very specific about what, oops, about what you're looking for. I didn't mean to press that one, darn it. All right, hold on. But anyway, we are going to go to children killed because today's topic is why are we raising money to have protests, and why are there riots and people burning cities down and whatnot over grown men and women who are resisting arrest, are illegally armed, whatever. Certain, I'm not, believe me, there's cases where, don't get me wrong, I still believe to this day that Chauvin should be where he is. I just think they got the wrong charge. I think they're trying to use him as an example to scare other officers into straightening up, and he should have got murder second. But anyway, that's my position on it. I keep it real. I don't just jump on the train because I don't want to offend Black people. That's not what I do. So because I'm not trying to offend you, I'm trying to educate everyone. There's no specific race that I'm speaking to right now. This is about why are you having protests screaming Black Lives Matter using these faces, James, that James Wright guy, and then there's a whole bunch of them. The last couple of months has been just this. Every single time they put a face up, you can pull up their Facebook and find pictures of them posing with guns and money and drugs, and then you find their arrest record, and then the body cam footage comes out. Same thing with this girl that just tried to stab the older lady and got shot, and everybody's upset about that. Well, that's that cop's job. They literally take money out of our paycheck every single week to pay that off them, all these officers, but that specific officer as well, to keep his community safe. Meaning we pay you that if you see something, you act, and within seconds of being there, from the body cam footage, and he saw what was happening. The people came from behind him and started the fight. He saw the weapon. He had literally a second and a half to react, and he still managed to prevent that girl from getting stabbed. So let's go on. Today is what? May 6th. So the last report on here is May 4th. It's in Florida. There's a lot of Florida ones here, guys. There's 3 people killed that are children. Let's go view the incident. You can click right on them and it'll show you the incident. It'll show you the source, what newspaper it came from. This is a very, very, very good source to use if you're a person like me that does, creator stuff, or if you just really want to know, you don't want CNN telling you your facts anymore. If you want to know the true percentage of things, the true scientific facts of things, you need to find them yourself. God, this is taking forever. And please don't mind my sniffling today, guys. First time, like the first time of in spring that the lawn's been mowed, and I swear my eyes aren't swollen shut. Okay, so Suwannee, Florida, 2 days ago, and it was on the Southeast 349 highway. The victim was an 11-year-old Brody Reinhardt. He was killed. 14-year-old Rex Reinhardt, probably a brother, killed. The subject or the suspect was a family member, Paul Otto Reinhardt. I think they got his age wrong. He's probably 44. He also was killed. The characteristics said it was a murder-suicide. So he killed his kids and then killed himself. This lockdown is messing people up, guys. That's one thing, first of all. All right, second of all, I'm going to keep going. So you guys see this archive. This is the archive that I go to when I'm trying to find out what I can do to help with the true mission behind the people who want Black Lives Matter to actually mean something. I understand that, but it's been taken and twisted and used and maligned and looted and burned and you name it, and so it'll never have its reputation back. Never. All right. So next, we're gonna go here. Oh no, this is the sorry. That's just the news article. So I brought up some. No, here we go. This is on Twitter. Sorry, guys. This Leonidas guy, you have to go subscribe to him if you want to know about the real deaths happening in the Black community. Missing college student, no, Karen, there is no update. There's been no, oh, come on. Sorry, guys. It's because I got so much open. Hold on, let me close some of this. Better? Oh, there we go. I got it. Maybe. Can you hear me now? Hi, Samantha. Hi, Angel. Hi, baby. Hi, Kanaya. Can everybody hear me? Throw something in the comments. There, I think I got it fixed now. Can you hear me? There we go. Got it. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. Let me do this again. All over again now. Share the screen. Thank you, Samantha. All right. Here we go. Okay. It should work now. Hold on. Damn it. This is what I don't like about StreamYards, guys. To go sharing your, okay, so it's doing it. There we go. StreamYards takes like 5 steps to do everything. And when you're trying to have a conversation with people live, they don't want me to listen to me breathe every couple of minutes just so I can share a screen. You know what I mean? All right, all right, all right. So here we go. Am I buffering again? What the? Come on. There we go. We're good, good, good. This is Leonidas Johnson. Leave me alone. But he has a really awesome guys. Go follow him. This is you right now. Get this through. Come on, buddy. It's coming. It's just moving mad slow for a 1080p. And that's why it's a good thing I have a 7-day trial because I definitely don't want to deal with this. Oh, anybody with headphones, I bet that felt, or that hurt. Yeah, that neck crack was heard. All right. Come on. There we go. So this is his thread. It's his page. If you're a creator or a person who just wants to know if there was a black child that died today, dated. No, because it's still back on April 22nd. So he stopped doing it. But he'll probably add to it. You know, I'm sure that at some point in time he's going to add to it. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to click on it. What did I do, George? What did I do? Okay. I don't need to do that. There we go. So this is Chastity Saunders. She was shot and killed in Miami, Florida on January 6, 2021 during a drive-by shooting at a birthday party. She was only 6. All this thing I'm showing you now with pictures is also in the gun archives thing that I just showed you, and just minus the pictures. It gives you the whole story, where this just gives you a bit, but the pictures mean something. The pictures make a difference. Come on, where's the thread? Wait, what the hell? I don't want it like that. What is going on, George? I just want you to show the thread. There we go. Next. You guys would be pissed. I'd come back and watch this shit later if it's buffering that bad. And it was crazy. I swear to you, I'm plugged directly into the booster and it's inches away from the computer and it makes no sense. Damaya Rankin Fleming shot and killed in St. Louis on the 24th of January, sitting in her car with her dad. She was 7. Laria Hall shot and killed in Louisville on Feb 2nd, 2021 during a drive-by. Only 9. Major Turner shot and killed in Birmingham on Feb 4th. When someone started shooting into his apartment, he was only 2. This is gonna get Davian Tarver shot and killed in Tuskegee, Alabama, February 13th, 2021, while in bed and someone started shooting into his apartment. He was only 4. Nyandria Dyer shot and killed in Chicago on March 1st while at a gas station where 2 men started shooting at each other. She was hit by a stray bullet. She was only 11. Joseph Hobb shot and killed in Los Lunas on March 6th during a drive-by while he was standing in his yard. He was 11. Tyon Green shot and killed in St. Louis March 7th when someone started shooting in the car he was sitting in. He was 9. Jaelia Hughes shot and killed in Little Rock on March 13th while at a park while someone started shooting. She was only 10. Oops. Maya Patel. Oops, what did I just do? Go back. I hate this sensitive shit. Sorry, guys. There we go. Come on. Maya Patel shot and killed in Shreveport, Louisiana, when someone fired shots into the motel she was staying in. She was only 5. 5, guys. Trace Bryant killed in Huma. I got cotton mouth. Woo! You guys know 420 wasn't that long ago. Ugh. All right, so Harley Stalance shot and killed in Philly on March 26th. Right, someone started shooting. He was 11. Rondell Jones shot and killed in Hartford April 10th when someone started shooting. He was only 3. This is in New York, guys. This is by me. Dior Harris shot and killed in Syracuse April 11th. Someone started shooting into the car she was in. She was only 11 months old. Jamila Marlowe shot and killed in Nashville April 12th when someone started shooting in a parking lot and shot into car that she was in. She was only 3. Dexter Ferguson shot and killed in Palm Beach while sleeping in bed. Someone started shooting into his apartment. He was 7. Brian killed on April 14th when someone started shooting into the car he was in. He was only 12. Jaslyn Adams shot and killed in Chicago April 18th while in McDonald's drive-through. Someone started shooting into her car she was in. She was only 7. Her daddy's a gangbanger and the ops got him when they could and his kid paid for it. I didn't mean to say it that way. It just looked like that's how it would be said, but I believe it's Devell Johnson was shot and killed in Davenport, Iowa on April 22nd, riding his bike. Someone in a car started shooting at them. He was 12. Oh, that means that was done on purpose. That wasn't a stray bullet. That was he was the target. Elijah LaFrance shot and killed in Miami on the 24th of April while at his own birthday party. Multiple people started shooting. He was only 3. Naziah Hill. Oh, This is just so hard to get through sometimes. Neziah Hill was shot because, like, listen, I'm a Second Amendment girl. I have a big, huge banner up on my wall. Hang on. Let me see if I can show it to you. I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but I'll show it to you later. Hold on. But I have a huge banner up on my wall for Second Amendment. I'm not here promoting like gun rights being taken away. I'm not here asking for gun reform. None of that. I'm here saying why is all of this financial help and all these white, doesn't really matter, but it seems like there's a lot more of these white protesters who are speaking on behalf of Black Lives Matter. But regardless, I'm just saying, why are they having riots and protests for these men and women who obviously had themselves in, a situation where their lives were pretty much coming down to jail, institution, or death, and they knew that. When you live by the gun, you die by the gun. And what I just showed you that's included. That's called karma. So when you live by the gun and you shoot someone else and you take them away from their family, these kind of things happen, like 3 a day. And I can't even fathom it because I have 6 children. And the thought of ever having to go through that process, the whole planning a funeral and, like being just going through the grief steps of grief, whatever, for my own child, I think that would be the worst possible thing that could happen in my life. But some of these gangbangers don't think so. Sorry, I have the worst kind of mouth. Shit. All right. So next page, I want to start showing you some other stuff. Let's get to the next part of this because I don't stay stuck. So and see what happens. Come on. Come on. Load. There we're getting somewhere. Lives cut short. American children lost to stray bullets. Shameen. Hi, I'm just getting all of the live comments now, guys. I'm sorry. Yes, Vanessa, get them off the streets. Shameen. Hi, hope you're still here. Just stopping in, sweetheart. I appreciate it. It means guys, lives cut short by the American children lost. Oh, I just showed you this kid. He was in that. No, maybe not. It looked like him, but it's not because it's a different name. Carmelo Duncan strapped into his car seat when he was hit by multiple stray bullets, becoming at just 15 months old one of the youngest victims in the U.S. this year. In shooting victims in the U.S. this year, a symbol of powerlessness in the face of gun violence. There's a $60,000 reward for information on the man or woman who killed him. Excuse me, I did not mean to do that for all you AMR freaks. AMSR. Yeah. I've had some weird requests with the AMSR stuff, guys. All right. Just want to make sure I got caught up on the live chat while this is going on. Oh, what just happened? Oh, they're going to show me the. All right, this is how we're going to do it. Good. We're going to go right through this is going to be pictures too, and they probably will have the incidents next to them. I want to read a couple, and then I'm not going to go through the whole like I did before because. Okay, because I want to move on to the next part of this that I'm trying to talk about, and there's more. There's more things going on that we need to talk with Black Lives. We need that matter to me and to everyone else. That should matter to everyone else. That we need to talk about. These children have no voice if we don't yell for them, and they would have died in vain if we don't make a change based on their deaths. We'll have let them down twice. Every single one of them. So there's Devon McLean, stray bullet in Washington, D.C. He holds up a picture of or his daddy. Oh, shoot. There we go. There. Okay, so anyway, let me shut this, take this out for a minute. Come on, punk. There we go. Okay. So I want to, damn it, guys, there's been a couple things I need to say. In the last 13 months or whatever, the suicide rate and the other thing is I know that I didn't pull that up. I know I should have, and I may still do it, but I pulled a couple other rates of deaths up that we're going to talk about, but the suicide rate in adolescence right now, so because these kids are isolating to death, literally. And as parents, we don't know what to do. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Like, your children are what you're supposed to worry about protecting all of your life. And when you feel like slowly, since I can tell you this, since 1998, when the government started stepping in and changing what corporal punishment meant and what you as a parent were allowed to do to your child, for discipline wise or punishment wise, that was the first intrusion on us as parents. Like, that was the first time the government stepped in and said, we don't trust your ability to discipline and care for your children, properly. So therefore, you just feel so helpless now, because in 98 they started doing that, and then slowly but surely, as a parent, you have lost all of your rights to your own child, and to the point where now, if your child goes to school and tells his teacher, I feel like a girl and I want to be called Jody, but my mom told me to stop being a girl, I'm a boy. That, first of all, that teacher has to report the parent for abuse. She also has to note that that child wants to be called Jody, and from that point forward, do so, announce, and also make a special announcement to the class. And then from that point on, the school basically, without the parent, the law says that the parent's permission is not required. The school can literally step in between the parent and the doctor's office and protect, like, get that child in there and seeing the doctor about puberty blockers, all without parental consent. Yeah, that blows my fucking mind. So my son can go to school tomorrow, and if he says he wants to become a girl, like, because he sees that girls have it easier or some shit in his head, like, I as a parent can not only, if I say something to try to make him make sense of these thoughts in his head, I could get charged with abuse. But on top of that, doing that could make it so that the school steps in and becomes like the legal guardian when it comes to making the decisions about transitioning, which means puberty blockers. I just feel like they've stepped in too much. That's all. All right, let's move on. So, yeah, I won't keep going because that one boy hit with a bullet while watching TV. Might be the McDonald's. I do believe banger and after he peed on his dead ops's grave on Instagram Live, right? I'm peeing on the grave, peeing on the grave, pissing on his grave. They're all dancing, pissing on the guy's grave on Instagram. Had the nerve to put his child in his car the very next day and take her to McDonald's after basically knowing that they're coming with guns now. The second you did that shit on live, pissed in that guy's grave while on Instagram Live, you knew they were coming with sticks. Excuse my, damn it. Now I got to edit that part out if I want to get paid. Oh, Angel, you're cooking for the grandbaby? Aw. Secretly, guys, I have a secret to tell you. Even though she doesn't talk to me still, my oldest daughter is having a baby. I'm going to be a grandma. I'm not even 40 yet. I'm almost 40, but I'm about to be a grandma. And my heart is broken because I'm so proud of her and who she's become. And I wouldn't change anything in that. Like, everything that's happened in her life, all of her experiences, all of her friends and sports and school activity, all that stuff. I'm glad things went the way they went because I believe it shaped her to become who she is. Sorry. Anyway, congratulations if you ever watch this, kiddo. From the picture that I saw, guys, it's gonna be a boy. It's gonna be a boy. Yeah. I might post a picture on my Facebook because my Facebook is pretty private. I don't have a lot of friends on there. But if you search my full name, not Kate420, but Kate White, you'll find my Facebook, and I may post that on there in the next couple. I have an Instagram too, but I don't want to put it on there because she has a very active Instagram, and she has made a few. That's actually how I managed to. I'm blocked from everything. So my whole life is trying to catch little posts and pictures here and there so I can just see them. Just see. I don't intrude and I don't stick my nose and I keep doing the next right thing, hoping that someday it will lead me back to them. But in the meantime, there's a baby coming and I believe she's due in August. So thank you, Angel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They just shot my baby, says father, moments after his 7-year-old daughter was killed in Holman Square at McDonald's. Holman Square, famous place where the CIA thing was, torture center. Jante Adams, 28, and his daughter Jaslyn were in the car at McDonald's drive-thru Sunday near Kedzie and Roosevelt, where they were shot. The father called his mother moments after and broke the news to her. 7-year-old was killed and the father was seriously wounded in a shooting as they were getting food at McDonald's drive-thru in Holman Square. The father, Jante, and his daughter Jaslyn were in silver Infinity at 420. Oh my God! No, don't do that with 420. You should have put 421. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, McDonald's employee who asked not to be named said two people got out of a gray car and started shooting at the victim's car. Shante frantically called his mother after the shooting and said, "Ma, come get me. They just shot my baby." The girl, who has 3 siblings, was shot repeatedly and taken to police officers to Stroger Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Oh God. Look at all the bullets in that car, guys. They were aiming for her. Look. They were aiming for her. Look. Oops. Look at that. They were not aiming for Daddy the driver. Wow. Yo, they took his daughter out for pissing on homeboy's grave. Man, that sucks. Oh, I just dropped my pop cap and I don't know where. All right, let me get another one here. Okay, so yeah, look at that fucking car. Holy cow. All right, guys, let's keep going. Now, here we go. Talk about Black Americans, okay? Because I know about dying, people have not really mentioned, and there's a little bit more that we'll get to after that. Because these are Black lives that matter. And I just don't understand why we don't use their faces instead. Why can't we use their face? Why can't we have, a $50,000 funeral for one of these children instead of one of these idiots who get into a brawl with a cop, take their taser, try to shoot him with it, and then we got to protest because the cops. Oh my. So anyway, I believe it's 200,000 Americans go missing every year. Maybe. Hang on. The National Center for Missing Children is the most important agency in the country. Comes to tackling Americans. There's a color problem. Missing Americans. There's a color pressure. I burnt my shirt and everything. Over here, right down here behind this little box. Excuse me. Robert Lowry, who leads 100,000 Americans go missing every year. Okay. So about 60% of the reports that we see in here that go into the databases are people of color. 60%. So we're talking 50% would be 400,000. So probably close to 600,000 would be 60%. Actually, no, because that would be out of a million. So it would be about 55,000. So anyway, I think it really breaks a lot of commonly held thoughts about who are really the missing children in the United States. Black Americans are overrepresented in the total number of missing people, despite only making up 13% of the total U.S. population. More than 30% of all missing persons were Black in 2018. They only hold 13% of the whole US population of 7 million. Yet they occupy 30% of the missing persons pie who were Black, again, in 2018. Black families searching for missing relatives say that their missing loved ones are more likely to be labeled as runaways, and that somehow that they're somehow not worth the focus of police and media. And I believe that. I believe that happens very often. I think it happens to poor white people too, though, just so we understand that. I think it happens to poor Native American people. I come from a place where there's a few Indian reservations, and I see how they're treated. I see the land that they were given. I see how disrespectful the feds can be when they come on that land. I've seen a lot of oppression in my areas where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me just back up a second. We're okay. About 1/5 of these cases are covered on the news. So only out of all those missing person cases, even though 30% of them are black, only about 1/5 are covered by the news. Black families searching for missing relatives, yeah, say they're labeled as runaways. Paula Cozy Hill said it happened to her. Excuse me. Excuse me. Shamika Cozy, that's her daughter, guys. Her daughter disappeared without a trace just a few days after Christmas in 2008. Oh, all I can smell is the grass from the lawn. This entire life, that's all I can smell. Our rescue. All right, Obsidian, I'm definitely going to check that out. Thank you. Thank you. For sure. I like having sources. I'm big about, like, that's why I always show everybody else how I got my information, how I got all the stuff for today's live stream, whatever. I always show everybody by, first thing we did was go to the gun archive, and I showed everybody how to get there and what type of reports they can look up, and basically how to find out all the information you're looking for. All right, let's keep going here because I want to get to the other. Shamika has been to get these stories out. Of course it is, because if you read through all this, there was like 3 girls that went missing in like 3 days. In the past few years, there have been dozens of missing persons cases with massive and hopeful search efforts on the ground and who are in the news. Common thread among those cases is that those who are missing are white. On the same day that 17-year-old Caitlin Frisina went missing from Florida, 14-year-old Yania Javon Carter went missing under similar circumstances outside Atlanta. Yania, however, did not get half the attention from the media or the police that Caitlin did. Fortunately, both girls were found safe. Priscilla found with a 27-year-old soccer coach and family friend who was sentenced to jail for taking the child away. And Carter was found with what police say is her 19-year-old boyfriend. He was not charged. Mariah Woods, a 3-year-old white girl, went missing in Jacksonville, North Carolina. At least 2 black children in neighboring county were already also missing. But Mariah had more than 700 people searching on foot and nationwide news coverage. I don't know what to say because it's too obvious to even say it. Don't these Black Lives Matter? Why aren't there protests and riots? And why aren't you burning down, I like to be a smart ass, but why, seriously, why don't we address the violence in our own communities before we start pointing the other finger out that way? Because that, I hate to say it, that, like, I might live in a community that's 89 to 80 to 90% white, and we have a very, very low crime rate, but I also live in a county that has a very high murder rate, and it is very dangerous if you look at the overall, because I live in Monroe County. So therefore, it's a huge county and it includes Rochester. So yeah. Anyway, because the number of missing of Black Americans are so high, it's hard to find an instance where a Black case hasn't been ignored. Natalie and Derica Wilson run an online search agency. Oh, look at guys, an online search archive called Black and Missing. I didn't know about that. I'm definitely going to have to go bookmark that, which helps specifically search for Black and Hispanic children. Not that I just feel like they do. They don't get as much attention unless it's a salacious story. Who's this? So it's just another, that's a parent whose daughters, went missing and he couldn't get it on the news. Okay, hold on. Okay, so one might spark a little fucking emotion. Where's my chapstick? All right. So 5 Black children murdered this month. This month that Black Lives Matter will never mention. This is by Ellie Buffkin, Town Hall News. My soda's making like these weird squirty noises. It's probably, if you got headphones in, it's probably funny. Say their names, call protesters across the nation who carry signs and emblazon with the identities of several victims of police brutality. There we go. This refrain by Black Lives Matter and other activist groups have drawn national attention to the shocking, tragic deaths of several Black Americans, but totally ignores thousands of others that occur every year, including the children that I just showed you, all of them. Not one is ever mentioned on any of these Black Lives Matter pages, on any BLM, fan page, and none of that. Nothing. There's nothing on there about that. About any children who died from gun violence. Anyway, tragic. Okay, so this refrain by BLM and other activist groups have drawn national attention to the shocking, tragic deaths of several Black Americans, but totally ignores thousands of others, including children gunned down in the street just in the month of June. The protesters screaming Black Lives Matter, whether they're affiliated with the Marxist political group or just calling for police reform and pulling down monuments, dare their detractors to disagree. After all, if you don't subscribe to everything said by a group chanting Black Lives Matter, this is my point. This is what I was saying in the beginning. You must not believe that it's true, then, right? that to be true, right? Retailers, entertainment entities, celebrities, athletic organizations, politicians have all dutifully fallen into this trap, issuing apology after apology for contributing to the systematic racism and having white privilege. Oh, I haven't got my card in the mail yet. As soon as I do, I'll have to show you guys, because we're all going to have white privilege cards soon. Oh, anyway, Jesus. Our political leaders bow in the Capitol, mysteriously donning kente cloths as a staged attempt to achieve racial penance. That's when Pelosi and all them came in with African neck scarves on and African material made masks, got down on their knees and made some penance to Black people. No joke. It happened. Google it. Second, protesters camp out in city parks. Oh my God, not just camp out. They took over 6 city blocks in Seattle this last summer. Like they don't, and they did it in New York, and they just did it again recently. And some of these places are still actively been taken over and are autonomous zones. Autonomous zones. Yeah. I don't know how this cap got here, but I dropped it like 5 minutes ago, and I know it was on the floor. And at some point in time, it walked up on my desk. Just so you know, because that's what I'm telling myself. So, as hundreds of Americans perish within our own borders every week, the protests focus only on the deaths that help advance their cause. Amen. Statement of the video. You are corny, looting, protesting, burning down, and taking over of American streets and intimidating people in their own homes and in their communities. They were harassing police officers, attempting to keep everything calm and quiet. Yet, no matter how many arrests they'd make, the DAs would let them all go. Do you know how many of these people were charged federally in Oregon this last year, and how many of them the DA just went wiped out? They should have done some time, because Trump changed the law. He made sure everyone knew, that it had been changed at that point, and they still pushed the envelope and did it anyway. So anyway, our political leaders bow in the Capitol. Yeah, I already did that one. Sorry. And they're not losing. Hundreds of members of NYPD have chosen to retire as Mayor Bill de Blasio and Andrew Cuomo cowed to the mobs and refused to back up their police again like they ever have. They've never, I mean, Cuomo has, but de Blasio has never backed up the police. He's thrown them under the bus more times than they have ever deserved to be thrown under the bus. But he has a black wife and a black daughter, de Blasio. So it's different because he's living a life where these things affect them and he sees it. Oh, Chris, how many second graders do you think could fight at one time? Second graders? I don't know. I guess I don't know what you want me to say. Like, you want me to just guess a number? Could fight at one time. I don't know what that means. Help me. I'll gladly answer. I just don't know what it means. What you're asking. 10 maybe? I don't know. However many fit in the room. So Minneapolis City Police unanimously voted to disband their entire police department. Sincere Gadsden, age 1, Chicago. Sincere was traveling with his mother in his car seat on Chicago's south side when bullets from an unknown assailant fired on the car, hitting the small boy in the chest and wounding his mother. Sincere was pronounced dead at the hospital. He was just months shy of his second birthday. This is happening far too often, said Chicago PD Chief of Operations. When is this going to stop? When are we going to say enough is enough? That's the same speech he gives every single time they make him get up there and give a speech over a kid that died due to gun violence. She stood firm. Lori Lightfoot stood firm in her intent to overhaul her police department as a response to the protests across the country. Gilmore, age 3, Baltimore, Maryland. Shania, her mother, and an unborn baby brother were all killed in Southwest Baltimore in a shooting incident which seemed to be deliberately intended for the young family who got Shania pregnant, and now they're wifey, their real baby mama, the one from they married right out of high school, is starting to be suspicious because now your side chick is pregnant. And what is that? What's happening? Because it's very strange when someone kills a woman like that boxer just did. That boxer who killed his mistress who was 8 months pregnant. How many at one time? Okay, I mean, 1 second graders, easy, but five will start to wear you down. Oh, how many can I fight? Got you, Chris. Okay, how many? I'm getting old. I'm gonna say I could probably handle 4 second graders for 5 minutes. Then, as soon as they wear my extremities down, it's over. Once my extremities are worn down, I can't keep them. They'll take me right now. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, now I understand. Um, Jay Sean, Francis 17, Charles Riley 16. You guys, there's if you just read some of these, it is so sad because there's a lot of young boys, guys. There's a lot of young men, 16, 17, 16, 17, 16. I see it every single day when I'm reading these things. And on top of that, there's the other side of it, where there's all these teenagers that are, that whose parents are going to court now because their kid is charged with murder. But then on the other side of that, you've got families out there having to bury their 2 and 3 and 4 and 10-year-old because your fucking idiot local gang and their idiot ops got into a fucking fight in the middle of the streets and pulled out guns and just started randomly fucking shooting. Didn't care where the bullets went, didn't care if they hit a house or anybody in that house. And I mean, how many children have been hit by stray bullets in just 1 year? It's pretty high, I'm guaranteeing you. I'm guaranteeing you. So until they say all of their names, Black Lives Matter protesters prove that they are only interested in Black lives taken by their political foes. Justice for a select few that satisfies an excuse to instill chaos and Marxism is injustice for the names these activists refuse to say. Amen. Beautiful writing. This girl wrote an awesome article. You can tell that, like me, because I'm up here right now doing a live stream about it, like me, she was passionate about this topic and she was tired of biting her tongue. And so she politely said, no, excuse me, I care about Black lives, but these are the Black lives I'm paying attention to. Yeah. All right. Next. We talked about this earlier. I'm not going to stay on this too much. I need you to understand, if you have a teenager, I do, watch them. Give them all the mental health breaks that they need. Make them come out of their room. Make them do things, activities with their friends. Do you understand? My daughter wears a, oh, I didn't think about that, Chris. I could use one as a weapon to take the other ones down. You're a genius. Anyway, listen, guys. This is really important because I have a 17-year-old who's in 11th grade and she has to wear a mask 8 hours a day. Some teachers are so paranoid that they refuse to do anything with on paper. Even though the kid comes to class in person, they're all given a Chromebook. And this teacher is, because she's pregnant, I believe, this teacher puts all the work on the Chromebook and they sit in class and do it on their computer with their mask on and with her little plastic shield on. Yeah. She's a paranoid person, I get that, but anyway, my point is that my daughter wears a mask, including in gym class. In gym, they're expected to run and play with masks. Chorus is expected to sing with masks on. It's insane. Anyhow, ow, that hurt so bad. Oh, I just kicked the chair. Oh, with my Achilles heel. That hurt so bad. Yeah, that probably sounded really good in headphones. Okay, 15-year-old black teen commits suicide, had mental health issues while self-quarantining. This is crazy, guys. This you're gonna find cases of this all over the place right now. Every time I look it up, there's a new one. Giovanni Smith is a 15-year-old girl from Cali who loved to play softball, and she's reportedly committed suicide after struggling to cope with being isolated during the lockdown. The teenager, who's a very talented softball player and track star at Bear Creek High School, died on April 2nd after she hung herself in her home without leaving a note. The world has taken her away from, or the world has taken away from her what she couldn't do, or when she couldn't do sports. That was her world. Danielle Hunt said, her mother, about the possible reason for her daughter's suicide. Hunt remembered her daughter as a bubbly girl, and she was devastated with her sudden death. She wanted other parents to know what happened to serve as a lesson and possibly help save their children. Sometimes we may need to stop and worry about the kids that we don't think we need to worry about. Amen to that. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Like, these kids are acting like everything's okay, but this is Zoomer generation. These kids that were at the end of their high school experience during last year and this year. Think about spending your first 2 years, ninth and 10th grade, and you're a track star, and you basically have built up your name over those 2 years, and you got scouts coming out to see you now and all that for the Olympics, and um, you got 2 years left to show off, and by your senior year, you hope that you get an offer for a scholarship, right? Well, what happens when all that's taken away? Now you're forced to go to school a couple of days a week, if that, but also to wear a mask, and then you have to come straight home and hide in your room. You're not allowed to play sports because there is none because of the Rona. So, like, I can see that they start going crazy real fast, real quick. They're used to having social activity in their life, and that social activity, it does help release dopamine. It tells you you're having a good time. So I truly believe that these kids are going to be severely affected by the lifestyle we've had to live the last fucking 15 months instead of 15 days. Okay, I'm going to do this. I want to show you something. Do you know how many people died during these crazy protests that went on over the summer? See, okay, this was the beginning of it. So on June 3rd, 2020, these 13 people have already died since the George Floyd thing, and it goes on. They've compiled a whole bunch of names or whatever. Hang on. But my right here, this is where shit gets. Come on. Wow. Come on. Load. Crushed it, guys. There we go. Black Lives Network establishes a $12 million grant fund. Out of the 90 million they got, oh, why? Why can't it be reached? I would say that's strange. Okay, well, obviously there's a problem with that file, so I'm not gonna keep trying. So Black Lives Matter sent legal threats to an activist who called for an audit of the co-founders of the group. Yes, guys, they literally made threats. Let's see if this one will load. Copy. So Black Lives Matter sends legal threats to a New York activist who called for an audit of co-founders' $3.2 million spree. Okay, so this is about Lives Matter. This is the shit that says to me, you guys took this mission and its message and you just twisted it and manipulated it and screwed it all up so it has the only shitty reputation rather than kids' faces, black children's faces, missing black children's faces. Black children who were killed in gun violence in Chicago and in fucking Florida and in New York. Faces. That's what should be on your page. You talking to the family and the victims themselves or whatever of gun violence in the African American community. That's how you show that Black Lives Matter to you. These people have just effed up that whole thing altogether. Just very much screwed it up. Sorry, I needed it. BLM Global Network Foundation, co-founded by Patrice Cullors, that's her, sent cease and desist letters to Black Lives Matter Greater New York leader Hank Newsom, claiming Newsom's group is illegally using Black Lives Matter name, according to the Daily Caller News Foundation. But the thing is he had it first. So Newsom earlier this week called for an independent investigation into Color's finances. So Newsom did, you guys. Gavin Newsom? Oh no, Hank Newsom. BLM Greater New York is unaffiliated, and the national group BLM or the national BLM group and is illegally operating under the BLM name. The foundation argued in its letters to Newsom. Newsom is not and has never been a part of the official Black Lives Matter organization. God damn it. Hang on. But continues to use BLM's name instead. Only BLM chapters who adhere to BLM principles and code of ethics are permitted to use the BLM name. Newsom is not and has never been a part of the official Black Lives Matter organization, but continues to use BLM's name even after sending him multiple cease and desist letters. Therefore, any mention of him as the leader is not factual. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office rejected 6 applications from Black Lives Matter group to have their to have Black Lives Matter trademarked. So they don't have legal rights over it. They didn't have it first anyway. A man in California did, and I don't think he sold it to him. He was doing it for a different reason. Newsom called for an audit of Color's finances after news broke that she spent $3.2 million buying 4 properties since 2016. The prominent Black Lives Matter leader purchased a $1.4 million property near LA, $415,000 custom ranch near Atlanta. The LA and Atlanta purchase come after the publication of her memoir, When They Call You a Terrorist, and she signed a multi-platform deal with Warner Brothers Television Group. BLM Global Network Foundation responded to allegations of impropriety surrounding Color's lavish spending on Tuesday, claiming that the allegations put Colors and her family in harm's way. Continues a tradition of terror by white supremacists and against black activists. This lady's crazy. Yo, we're just trying to tell you, you don't own that name. And therefore, you can't go after it, and you can't just because you didn't make any money, since she said because she didn't take a salary while she worked for while she created, and while they were going out marching and looting and planning things, she never took a salary, and everything she did came out of her own pocket and out of her own bank account, yada yada yada. So these purchases of homes, technically, for in her world, I guess, or to make up for not having that salary. But so Hank Newsom said, okay, well, if that's the case, then I just want an audit to see if it works out 50-50, equally. If you don't owe no taxes or they don't owe you anything, whatever. But BLM don't like that. This movement belongs to the people, Newsom says. It is for the people and by the people. See, that's where I mean. This is where it breaks off differently. Patrisse Cullors and her crazy Marxist friends, what they want for Black Lives Matter and for Black people in general is not at all what these people believe is about. The Black Lives Matters for the people. It's for Black people, and continues to they take their streets in the name of Black Lives Matter, and no one owns that. It's equivalent to Dr. Martin Luther King claiming ownership over the civil rights movement. He would never do that. He just partaked in it. Numerous BLM groups complained about transparency of the organization. Yeah, they're getting an audit. Bye-bye. Audit. Okay, listen, guys. Before I get to this other thing, I want to come in because Black matters to me. How about that? Man, Mountain Dew only makes you more thirsty every sip you take. You know what I'm saying? All right. Death of a 16-year-old girl found hanging on a tree is under investigation. Hold on. I gotta turn that light on again. It's getting dark in here. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. It's pretty over there. Okay. Let's see. Death of a 16-year-old girl found hanging on a tree is under investigation. God help her. Close this. On me. The death of this girl, let's see, it doesn't give me a 16-year-old. Okay. Michaela Miller was discovered by a jogger at around 7:45 a.m. on April 18th, Sunday, after she reportedly got into an altercation with some other teenagers. Her mother called for an investigation into this mysterious death, and the district attorney's office subsequently said foul play was not suspected. Nearly a month later, a few answers reported to Miller's family. Some relatives began to believe that the information was being intentionally withheld from them. District Attorney Marian Ryan held a press conference where she denied claims that her office turned a blind eye to Miller's case and addressed rumors regarding her death. According to the DA, the 16-year-old girl got into a fight with one male and female in her apartment complex Saturday, April 17th, between 5:17 and 6:41 p.m. Hopkinton police responded to those calls of the altercation and reportedly collected statements from Miller and the girl she fought. At either 9:30 or 9:45, Miller's mother went to bed under the belief that her daughter was home, but the teen's cell phone shows she walked 1,316 steps right to the place where her body was discovered the following morning. During the press conference, Ryan said it was too early to claim the teen was killed in a racist attack and urged many to wait for the results of the autopsy. We fully understand that people are looking for answers, and we're working on those answers. We're awaiting things like a ruling from the medical examiner as to the cause of and manner of death. We are waiting on forensics. We are continuing to interview and follow up on interviews with people. So all of this is happening. What we can do and what we really owe her is an accurate and fulsome accounting of what happened and led to her death. My word as both the DA and as a mother who cannot imagine the tragedy of losing a child. See, that's what I'm saying. I can't even process that in my brain. That we will deliver these answers. Sorry. Investigation into Miller's death continues. On Friday, April 30th, she was laid to rest. Community members gathered on yesterday on May 4th to honor her with a vigil. Oh man, they found a body in the Mississippi River, and it's a black girl too. Jesus Christ, those are the faces Black Lives Matter should be putting up. That's my whole point of this live. If you haven't got it yet, Black Lives Matter. These are the Black lives that matter that you should be promoting, not the ones that are literally just using you to commit a crime, basically. This is a this is a little bit older. It comes from last year. It's hard for me to even say this headline because I live in New York, not New York City, but I live in New York. And to know that my state kills more black babies than they kill them, they abort more, you know what I'm saying, they perform abortions on and take away the life of more black babies in New York City than the number that are born alive in that same city. Check this out. The most recent data available shocking reveals that in 2016, more black babies were killed by abortion than were born in New York City. The data also shows that in 2016, black abortions accounted for nearly 40% of all abortions. These alarming statistics reveal how abortion is decimating the black community and it's hurting other minority groups as well. Out of 60,000, 59,854 total abortions reported in New York City. Recently, 67% were committed to committed on minority. What? Were committed on minority black. 23,209 and Hispanic women. 1,618. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do all the numbers. I'm just not. It's a pain in the ass. You can see them. Leaving some to speculate that there's a target. There is targeted eugenics, guys, and that is my point. When you create certain situations, like putting a Planned Parenthood on every other street corner in the hood, within walking distance of where all these people hang out, what do you think's going to happen when a seventh grader accidentally gets knocked up? She's going to literally start using Planned Parenthood as a form of birth control. I can just run over there and grab an abortion. It's right there. You don't have to have my mom with me. I'm good to go. However, oops. Do you know how many families are out there that are looking to adopt that can't have children? Do you know how many of those children that were killed and their body parts were sold to these crazy fucking scientists who are using them? You don't even want to know. So let me not even go there because that to me is like the most unethical stuff in the world. But anyway, committed on, oops, here we go. I got it. Give me this. 22,465 live black births out of a total 120,316 reported live births were reported in New York City in 2016. It means out of the 120,000 live births that were reported, that includes, babies at home, all that other stuff, that out of that, only 22,465 were black. There was 23,209 abortions committed on black women out of a total of 59,854. I guess I don't have to say anything else. You can kind of see it's pretty clear at this point, isn't it? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. I'm just waiting for it to load. It's driving me nuts right now. The computer's like, come on. It's good now. All right, so I don't understand it. It's strange because it should show up on here. Okay, either way, I want to. It will move. Yeah. This is like I said. This just shows you that there was more abortions than there was live births. There was 23,209 abortions and 22,465 live black births. So there was more black abortions than there were live black births. That rate has been like that now. If you look at the statistical chart, it's been on a nonstop slope down for I'd say close to 8 years. So I'm not going to read them all out, but it shows black abortions versus black births in other states: Connecticut, Georgia, Michigan, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina. All those ones have their number that they had to do. Wow. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand. This lady was sick, man. Margaret Sanger. She was a hero in the abortion industry. Yeah, she was a big old hero, all right. And eugenics. This alarming data is one of the reasons pro-life groups maintain that abortion organizations like Planned Parenthood may be targeting Black community. Planned Parenthood's eugenics agenda began under its founder, Margaret Sanger, who remains a hero to the abortion industry. Anyway, despite her admission that she met with members of the Ku Klux Klan, advocated eugenics, and supported the use of sterilization to rid the planet of unfit. Planned Parenthood, along with others within the abortion industry, wieners. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. Get up there. All right. I'm not going to sit here and read any more numbers off. I'll leave it up on the screen for a second if you need to take a screenshot or know for yourself. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who stopped in. Hang on. All right. There. There we go. Holy. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you very much for stopping in. I think I'm gonna go live again later. Let's just go live and do question and answer. What is it now? 8 o'clock? 11 o'clock. I'll be live at 11 o'clock Eastern. Nothing but question and answer. Kanika, any of them cases that I did, go back and look at some of my videos so you have an idea of some of the cases that I worked on. Any of them, question and answer, 11 o'clock. Up all night crew, where are you? Be here at 11 o'clock.